Hey everybody, this is Way to Fail, back with more Lords of the Realm Viewer's Choice Edition, where we are jumping in about where I left off last time. You can see a lot of conflict going on in the center of England. I'm starting to push west towards the Baron, and these counties are flashing because it's fall. And we have two nobles that are about to go down. The Countess, if my troops can survive their morale drought, and the Knight, who's tried to get cute by sending an army south, but that's probably not going to be good enough. So I do have some troop movements that I've done between turns, and I did do my county management. As you can see that I've moved some of these troops around. Cause for concern in Derbyshire, where there's nothing to eat, but there are 2 food carts on the way from surrounding counties, and hopefully that'll be enough. I'm also trying to build a mega army, one could say, where I have a number of units that I'm trying to combine that I drew from all over the map. Some archers. What else do we got here? Some archers, some more archers, and then right here some swordsmen, and some more swordsmen. So overall, a pretty big group of people. Actually, those archers are going to be reinforcing this army down here, or one of these two. Probably the Yeomen of Bedfordshire. There we go. Gotta remember what I was doing between turns here. But yeah. Right now we're going to be starting off with some military conflict, as we have some people running through Cheshire, but there's not really a lot for me to do. I have spent a lot of money on wares, and right now I'm going to be starting by attacking the Baron, who I wonder if what's going to happen here, because he's building some castles, and those castles are going to be a bitch to siege, and I'm using the term quite beautifully there. You can see he's putting a lot of men on each of these, which is interesting intel. So that means I do have a little bit of a time limit before I actually get to take these counties. Hopefully these are all peasant armies, I don't know. Right now I do have some archers, but let's start with the Avengers. Their morale's bad, so they need the combat. If this is mostly peasants, they can actually take this. But knowing the Baron, it's probably not. So 300 versus 500. It is all peasants. Wow, okay, so there's the larger tactical view that I always forget about, but you can't actually look at the little stat overlays here. You can see, unfortunately, the placement of these guys means that these archers are going to get crushed momentarily by a rush of peasants. So I've got to place these guys in an area where they will be able to survive. So yeah, this is the problem with having poor morale for troops, is that this army might not make it, but even if they don't, the follow-up army will be able to take out this group. So right now I just gotta hope that my archers don't get swarmed by peasants. I was really hoping for maybe a bigger reach, because these peasants are gonna come right in and do some serious damage right away. We're gonna see here, this is, I guess, the initial shock troop to see what else I can do here, because I want these peasants to just run and die. And these troops should be armed well enough here. As you can see, their morale's starting to boost a little bit. And you can see the auto target suddenly changing here, as I am losing some people, some archers, some swordsmen. But overall, the Baron just dropping a desperation army right here. In fact, I might be able to just take the county outright, because now my units eclipse his, and I could actually rush my other army through. Just to see here, so the morale's dipping up and down and up and down. How many swordsmen do I have left? 38, 37, 35. Not terribly happy people, but let's see here. What are these archers actually firing on at this rate? There's only 33 left. There's not too many. I should be able to get quarter. There we go. So 84 dead, mostly swords. Some archers. So it's here. Much complaining, but their morale's fair, which is better than it used to be. So I guess I can't take this county yet because this castle is garrisoned. So unfortunately the Baron's going to have one more turn to kind of defend this place. But we'll do what we can. The biggest thing is getting some of my defense in order. So these guys have all moved. I'm going to park these guys here for now, because I do have some other troops that need to be moving. So let's see, right now I could move these guys up to combine these armies within a turn, but I want to keep them in position, because this is a slightly vulnerable army right now with some crossbows going. I'm still very concerned about the very bad morale of just my Norman crossbows, but what can we do? Now we have the bishop who's also marching. I have 74 Swedish swordsmen. It's time to sacrifice them for the good of the kingdom. Let's see here. If these guys, I think they've already moved, yeah. And these guys have already moved. So I'm defending this area, and I could repair this castle pretty quickly, except the population here is really low. Let's see here. I should be repairing some fields here. Thanks, steward. I wish the steward would automatically repair fields. We do not need foresters or couriers here, to be honest. I need to plant some grain here next turn. Alright, so let's sort of poke our head in and see what the bishop's working with. 78 swordsmen. Does the bishop... Okay, he actually has a legitimate army. This is cause for some concern. Because if I can't push this back with my backup army, he could take Cheshire from me. Or not Cheshire, but whatever the county is. Because right now this is 74 brave men, and we're going to run them into the macemen here. Because these guys are much better against macemen than spearsmen. So 74, I'm really hoping I can take out 100. I don't know why they aren't marching. But we'll see. So morale shooting up, shooting down. I guess the bishop's just saving his troops, which is fine. I'll let him throw his guys against me. As you can see, I'm getting an advantage really quickly against these maces. Because macemen, and like I said, the stats are in the instruction manual, wherever that may be. Maces have very strong offense, but not a lot of defense. So you can see my 62, my brave mercenary soldiers here are pushing on and on and on as best they can. And this is going to put a pretty good dent into the bishop's army. I really don't know what he has other than this, so I'm just going to try and get as many of these guys down as possible. You can see the morale hovering between 8 and 6. I'm losing my troops pretty quickly. They're going to run before long. But the damage is done. That's why we hire them, to throw them away. And I got rid of a block of macemen, so that's great. This army no longer nearly as big and intimidating. I killed 127 with 73. I will take that trade. I do free up some monetary resources. But yeah, now I guess the next question is, can I hold on to my holdings? And I don't know the answer to that. I do have some reinforcements coming into the west in case the Countess doesn't fall here. And these armies do have better morale. I say they have better morale. They should anyway. But yeah, I guess this is partial concern here, is that I don't have a castle and I have a decent but not great army. I have another good army here that's going to be able to march on, but it's only Norman crossbowmen and peasants, so it's kind of flimsy. I guess my big attacks are going to be coming in later. Alright, well, let's end turn. See what we got. We gotta spill a little bit of blood to get the kingdom. And with this late in the game, at least there's finally a bit of a challenge as well. Somehow that still has a mark of 400 people. But you're going to be taking on the slaughterers, and you're about to get slaughtered. Now your morale's way better. But unfortunately... First off, unfortunately, this army, I guess, is built more for sieging. And I don't know if they're going to be marching on me or what. I may have to move these crossbows into position. There we go. So we're going to see here real quick, 94. We're going to be taking out a lot here. And I'm saving these peasants as a block of people here. The swordsmen are replaceable. I just really want to take on the peasant army as best I can. Let's pause it actually, because I don't want to screw this up. There we go. Get the nice arrow sound here. So already not a great fight for me. But I've had worse. So right now we do not want these peasants to be careening into the archers. There we go. A few of them are still breaking free. But right now I should be able to get some quarter here momentarily. So you're probably at about closer to 100, like 110, 115. There we go. So there goes one of the bishop's biggest armies. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to push into his lands right away with this unit, but there we go. Keep sending people my way, Countess. That's right. In fact, I should just be able to offer quarter. Don't even need to fight. So hopefully that raises my morale enough for it to make a difference. Here comes the knight with even more people. Oh lord, what was I saying before? If it's all peasants, we're okay, but this is my sieging army. So the knight is just dumping his population right now. And unfortunately, archers have better range, but they don't hit as hard. So see, like, if those were crossbows, that'd already be down to 150. So my 38 swordsmen, my brave 38, are going to have to do the job. But I think they'll be able to do it. The knight's not going to be able to raise too many more armies like this. So they're good, but they're kind of a suicide squad. Like I said, I really want to be able to not have this siege broken. And it's a cause for concern right now that I don't have that many people up there. Alright, so right now we're a little more even than I'd like. I only have 18 swordsmen left. 17, 16, that's not good. But hopefully the knight's not going to have as many people to throw at me, so all my swordsmen are going to die here. Alright. So this is a problem. All these archers are going to start getting whittled away very slowly. So the knight's doing his job. He's breaking my siege here with sort of his last gasp army. Or actually, now I have to remind myself, is this the sieging army? There we go. So they fled because their morale was low. I hope that wasn't my sieging force, but I think it was. There we go. Yeah, that's a problem. Okay, so the knight's trying to run around me. So we're going to just work these sieges. Just try and get what we can. Just killing defenders. Not taking any losses. And now it's winter. So we have more protesters running through the county. So here comes the Baron who, oh, I left my county exposed and he could take me on, but oh boy, lots of peasants. My archers that I really want aren't here yet, but this is not going to be an issue. As if I get 100 archers here, this army is going to be beastly. As it stands for now, these 300 brave peasants are going to get split up in the muck and the mire and are just going to get overwhelmed by my troops. See? That's what we call not good. So let's just do the pincer here. Oh my god. Actually, oh my god. Run, peasants, run. That was not supposed to happen. Okay, so I just surrounded my own troops. Great. Good army management. What is it good for? Okay, so now my mercenaries are joining the fray. I should be able to slice and dice these guys pretty easily. Like I said, my peasants are valuable meat shields. I don't really want them to be getting in harm's way. But unfortunately, I have lost a few swords. And we're not going to engage them in the marsh, we'll just let them come to me. There's one at a time. And if I had archers, I could have done this without any casualties. Okay, so that's right. Just run through my troops. There we go. Look at the strategic thing. It's not a lot there. Okay, I said hold. You gotta hold the line, guys. The computer's just like, oh, I attacked one. I gotta kill the rest. Yeah, the computer does not seem to understand. Oh well. That's what mercenaries are for, I guess, is to just be the frontline guys that are gonna go and take out the rest of this. There we go. So 300 troops from the Baron. I lost one. I'll take that trade. Unfortunately, it's the populations of the counties I want to conquer. They're going by the wayside. So we have two armies pushing through here. Two very large, substantial armies. More peasants. So just gotta watch this. This is not gonna be our frontline army here. Because I've gotta have more than 31 swordsmen here. And we don't want to have all these swordsmen get killed again. So I've really got to find ways to bolster my weaponry here. So we'll see his arrows rain down from above. And this is why I like crossbows, because crossbows do much, much more damage than just regular arrows. And you can see right now I'm losing swordsmen. And I don't really like losing swordsmen. There we go. But at least I get quarter. So there's your bonus. Alright, so siege. I think we can just forge. I don't think building anymore is really going to do anything. Now I could try and throw some fighters up there just to break a hole in the ground. Note that may not be a bad idea just to speed this up. So here, how many fighters? I want 3 units. 3 units. Apparently 20 people makes a unit, so. But you know, we're only going to use 1 fighter unit, so here we go. Mainly because I want to avoid exposing my people to risk. So let's just see if we can dig up this moat. I want this siege over as soon as possible. So once again, I find it interesting the Baron has a gargantuan army that he's just sitting on right now. Okay. So we're just in the bombardment phase here. Let's go ahead and do the same thing here. We're just going to have one person trying to fix up the moat. And hopefully not suffer heavy losses. Chances are I may have to wait out these people, but there is a little bit of food for them, but they're going to be starving before too long. Now this is the siege that concerns me, because I've got to end this fast. Because the knight's just going to keep sending people at me, and right now it's just archers holding the line. And archers might not be enough. And if he defends this, that means I'm not going to have a backup army versus the knight coming from the north. And I'd really like the knight just taken care of. So how's there? 25 men left. Food for 68. So they're going to be good to hold out at least for a few more seasons. We're not going to build anymore here. We'll just forge to the countryside and magically get food for all this army. Yes, how many sieges do we have? Okay, so right now we're just trying to break down this wall. They don't have a lot of food left. And we still have very bad morale. Alright, so county management first. 800 troops coming in. First thing is first, actually. Let's go ahead and plant some grain. And while we're at it, let's go ahead and see what we can do about getting some of these fields back up. Don't particularly want couriers. Don't need all these miners. Let's see, how many people are in this county? 1,000. So I could potentially reinforce this army if needed. So their morale's poor. So we are going to want to probably send them forward to engage, because I don't think the Baron can actually march on this county and walk through my troops. Or if I lose this county, I'm just going to lose it anyway, so here, first off, the knight's trying to dodge me. Lots of unhappiness issues. Nothing a little bit of beer can't fix. Old George actually has some really good deals. So let's here. Can double ration and be okay. So there's 315 men in that army. How big is this army? 150. Guess the question is this all peasants? We'll find that out first. Oh, actually, 150. Oh, that's right, because the other one is, oh my god, and it's crossbowmen. That sucks. Crossbowmen sitting in the marsh is probably one of the worst combinations I could get. So what we're going to do is just keep them out of range. See if I can bait these peasants to attack. Because right now it's 150 versus 150, and I could win, but I'd rather preserve these 150 and throw them at the Baron if I need to. So yay, some actual army compositions. Let's see what we got. As soon as these guys fire, we're going to drop back. Because those crossbows are going to murder my men. There we go, so there's our range. So and this is where it'd be nice to have longbowmen are a good hard counter to crossbowmen because they can just pick them off from so far away. Okay, let's not get too fancy now. Let's not walk into their range, Jesus. So barely out of range right now. So those peasants just aren't going to attack. Well, you know what? These are mercenaries. They're mercenaries for a reason, to be thrown away. And since the knight isn't going to march his troops down, oh, there we go. That's what we wanted. Alright, so turn your back to the arrowy death. Just run away, dodge, 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 let your armor guide you. And we will just fight you all out of range of the archers. There we go. So the Lords of the Realm 1990 whatever equivalent of pulling. No, we do not. Why are they marching up there? I don't understand that. Interesting. So now the knight doesn't... There we go. I was about to say, so interesting the knight doesn't really want to go in range or out of range. Just once again, my troops are doing phantom movements and just trying to move on their own. I don't know what's up with that, but as long as I can fight these peasants outside of getting bolted. If I do this right, I may be able to take on this army for the most part. Unfortunately, I have suffered some losses. And I'm not going to be able to get a surrender, am I? Nope. Because it's a hard 150 that I need. Okay, so I guess we have to march in after all. That sucks. If I hadn't lost any people... But I guess some... Okay, so they retreat. 30 of them remain. Now the crappy part about that is that now I have to take on this army when I really want to pull these guys over here, because the knight can just walk around and take this county. Well, maybe not. But I don't want to risk it. I really want to reinforce this army. Really need to reinforce this army. But no, the knight's forcing my hand. So, because 30 people can take something, and maybe I could have raised a cursory army, but not from this county. So, bad morale, get out of here. Unfortunately, no double moves here. So the knight's screwing me up when I really have the Baron in a good place here. If I can just get this other 400 unit army in place, I will be in fantastic shape. Let's go ahead and buy. Let's buy some grain. Like I said, it's a little dicey. I don't have a ton of people. I don't really want to lose any fields, but we'll plant a little bit of grain and hold on to a little bit of grain. There we go. So I have a bunch of troops, and there's a bunch of people foraging from here. Cheshire's been upset. Debbyshire's been upset. I'm losing people here. Please sell ale. Thank you. Alright, so gotta put the cattle in here or I'm in trouble. I'm gonna put down a grain field as well. So we'll start being self-sufficient here. So triple rations is looking good. I have 171 people here. but I should be able to survive. So let's see here. I need way more herders than I have. In fact, we're not going to worry about grain right now if I have this few people. Because as long as I can get my population up just a little bit, right now everybody's leaving. See, this is the saddest county. Now let's get you all in. I got 2 sieges that are going pretty well. I got a pretty nasty army over here. It could be that I just lose Stratfordshire for now. Only problem is that creates excellent staging opportunities. Now, how many people do you have left? Because this is kind of the risk we run here. I need to fight these guys, and it's just peasants. Good. So what that means is, you get my dog shaking in the background, is that these guys can pretty much play defense. Alright. So we're just going to have this right here. I'm in good shape, but I got to get my reinforcing armies in place, or I'm not going to be able to hold. But for now, it's a matter of trying to win on things like morale and try not to lose too many troops, as I'm losing more than I'd like here. But at least I should be able to take this county momentarily if I can get down to like 60 or 70 people, about 65. There we go. And they're just all going to flee momentarily. There we go. Still lost more swordsmen than I'd like. I lost 9 there. And that's where the peasants swarm surround. But I get Gwynedd. Yay! That is the Baron's home county. That's his home base. And there's a friggin' plague going on right now. But look at this. So much cattle. Oh my gosh, so much cattle. And I can sell cattle, and I can get Norman crossbows. Will that help any of my armies? I have Gascony archers, and I have Gascony archers. But the more important thing is, there's nobody that needs that many cattle. I can actually sell 100 cattle and be okay. Let's go ahead and do that. We're going to sell 100 cows. We're going to dump cows on the cow market here and get 5,000 crowns. That's going to free up our fields a little bit. But you know what? I actually think I need more. Yeah, I can't actually work these cattle fields because I'm still getting 1,000 too many. Let's sell 50 more cows. And how's that look? Herd grows by 9. There we go. So that's what we want. So there is his home county, and I've just ransacked his economy. Unfortunately, if I'm not careful, this castle might complete next turn. Because the Baron is going balls to the walls on it. 11 stone, 10 wood, 2 seasons. The Baron could do it. Alright, so I got my siege up here. It's a bit risky to do what I'm about to do, but I'm gonna do it. So I can't swell this army and add people to it, but did I actually make some grain fields? Yes, I did. Okay. 275 should be plenty. So let's see, can I take... Oh, what? Why can't I fight you? Okay, well I guess you're coming to me then. That sucks. That really makes no sense. I should be able to actually drop my unit right there onto him. I don't know why it's not letting me do that. Game being a game. Okay. So we got these armies sieging here. We need way more support in the north, so that's where we're starting. And I'm not going to be able to combine these armies. So here, that's 100 archers. And that's 100 archers. They're all going for the same place, so... And I can't combine those armies yet either. Okay. Because it could be that I could take on the Baron's Ball of Death here. Meanwhile, more troops coming in from the south. I could try and take some counties with these mercenary armies. Well, I'm going to have to watch my southern border with the bishop as well. Because right now, I don't have a huge amount of troops here. I mean, granted... Okay, so let's see. We have some starvation issues. That's right. So let's sell some wool. Which is funny that wool prices have slingshot back up. I'm not used to that in this game. Let's buy some ale. This is not the most populated county in the game. So we're going to need to buy... Here, we don't need that many fields. I want to build a grain field here, so we'll spend 100 on grain. That's not terrible. Or 640, whatever. That's all we really need. Because that'll last throughout the rest of this. Wiltshire's going to be just fine, and they're pretty happy too. Do not want you eating one cow, though. Alright. So just trying to go through some county management. I can dump a ton into weapons here. Okay, so they're going to be eating more sheep. They had not as good of a harvest as one might hope. But let's see. They should be okay. So Hampshire's going to be okay. Nothing much here. Storms damaging crops once again. That's the hard economy for you. Not too much here. Stone and lumber, which is okay. This county's going to be fine the rest of the game. 100 troops though. Alright. So we're going to be sending these guys south and using these guys to attack the bishop. Just gotta combine these three armies. Is that what we got? Combine your armies, yes. This is gonna be a very big push, but unfortunately their morale is poor. So we want to get these guys into a fight pretty quickly. I don't know why my morale's so poor all the time. Maybe it's just army management, but this is a big ball of units here. So let's see here. Enough grain. May need to actually buy a little more grain here. That'll do. 450 troops. Probably not worth it to buy Swedish swordsmen at these points. Alright. Not too concerned about some of these. Just going, whoa, when's your whoa, Buckinghamshire. When did your happiness drop like a rock? I guess it's from going no ration last turn. Alright, well. I guess we're doubling rations this turn and hoping to remember it for next time. That sucks. I do have a care package going to Buckinghamshire, but it's going to take a little while to get there. So let's not lose Buckinghamshire mid-game. That would be embarrassing. Okay, so we're going to finish up this turn with some military campaigning and some troop-raising action here. As we're getting plagues, a plague upon thee all the time. So we don't really want to lose fields here. Stuart's not doing a very good job. Just to kind of let me fire and forget, buddy. Okay, so 3 seasons, triple rations. What more can I really do? Okay, you all are good. You sell not cheap weapons. So let's see here. If this army needs anything, because these are the earls, I have a pretty good population here. If this army needs anything, it's probably more swords. Because I want to make sure this army doesn't die. So let's go to our merchant that's the cheapest. That might be here, if I remember right. They're all pretty close. Let's buy 100 swords. And if we can't add our people to it... There we go. 100 more swordsmen to this otherwise very scary army. Their morale's poor, but they're gonna be pretty happy after this. So here, so 900 something population. 1127. What does this army need? Once again, probably needs more swords as we get cheaper swordsmen here. And I think that's it for the swords I can buy this turn. Maybe one more. And this guy is going to be a little interesting because it's got to feed so many people. But once again, I have a lot of cattle, so... See, just combine these armies. Not those armies. Alright, so we're pushing against the Baron, and I don't know what's going to come of it. But I think I've done my duty. I think I've checked my counties. We have our one defending troop right here. And I don't know if which army needs to be reinforced and which one needs to push on. These Swedish swordsmen probably need to push on. These guys need some swordsmen. So we'll buy. Alright, so you all have a healthy population. There we go. 12% of the population is not great. I'm going to take an unhappiness hit, but it does help with the overeating problem in this county. So there we go. Gigantic gargantuan standing army. We're going to get a stat screen, and we're going to call that an episode here. Of course, pending the reams and reams of combat that I'm sure is to come. Hopefully Stratfordshire can hold. Hopefully the Baron doesn't finish Powell's castle. Which castle is that? Bunratty in time. But I am within striking distance this turn if he doesn't. So, let's go ahead and hit end turn. Here comes the Bishop sending another unit. Once again, Bishop playing the turtle game. Trying not to lose. Countess once again sending 50 people. Please just let this siege end. The Knights sending a bunch of people here. Fortunately, oh my gosh, that's so lucky they're behind Marsh. So I need this siege to end so fast. Okay, they should be within longbow range. Oh, they're not. Wow. Okay. We'll fix that real quick. Yeah, it's funny how the troop placement works sometimes in this game, but let's see here. That is very close to longbow range, so we'll go ahead and do that, because once I hit them with an arrow, they'll start running up. There we go. So they're all going to get caught in the muck, and they should all die. Yeah, because they're all going to go in the marsh. So we just get a steady, steady stream. Just watch that morale plummet as my mercenaries. It's funny you have a bunch of archers sieging a castle with a bunch of catapults, but they're versatile. What can you say? Now each of these is supposed to represent about 10 people. You can look at him running so far ahead of the rest of his guys, his buddies, cronies, bros, whatever you want to call them, and hopefully they don't engage the archers directly here. I'd like to think you guys would fire on somebody a little closer here. There we go. Fire on the guy who's a threat. Yeah, unfortunately, that rain of arrows is a... There we go. So they all fled because their morale dropped. I lost one archer. About as good of an engagement as you could ask for there from the knight. So more garrisons holding firm. Interesting. Well, we'll see what happens here. So 7 attempts on the castle. Trebuchet fails. And I did get the moat there, so that's good. We're gonna get the same here. There we go. So moat not filled. 6 attempts on the castle. There we go. Castle's taken. The knight is eliminated. Awesome. Who was hoping that siege would work out? Just barely. So there we go. The Countess is crumbling pretty hard too. So here comes the Baron. Some of my men will march through Staffordshire, pay them no heed, they will fight elsewhere. I don't believe that for a second. You dare deny my right to rule? Yeah, that's right. The knight's saying, knave, who do you think you're attacking? You'll pay dearly for this. That's right, because you're dead. So here we go. Here is our food reserves, which are now at point. Probably because I have 21 counties. The knight's flag will not be there much longer. That's why he's down there. I have the most castles, but it doesn't really matter. The bishop has a lot of money. I've spent a lot of my money, though. I have a lot of troops. They just got to get in better position. And interesting that the bishop, or that the Baron only has so many troops. There you go. I have the most people. The bishop has the happiest people. I am the greatest! So we're going to go ahead and see what happens when it marches to my turn. Because right now I have some counties that could be at issue. Okay, so here comes the... Oh, sneaky, sneaky Baron. So I'm not getting my archers in time. See here, 150. I think I should be able to offer a quarter. Whoa, really? Okay, well, this is going to take a small engagement. So the Baron's throwing troops at me. And like I said, once I get my archers combined into this army, it's going to be in better shape. I guess I need to take out just a few here, because this is what? Macemen, swordsmen, and spearsmen. This shouldn't take too long. Let's just pause and make sure we do this right, though, because we really want to overwhelm them here, so let's just back this up. Back this up. Yay, and hopefully we don't have phantom commands this time. You see that 40 morale? That's the highest you can go in this game. That's right, we're getting our mercenaries into the fray first. Don't necessarily want to engage the swordsman directly, but if I can just knock these guys down in a hurry, that'll be great. So there we go. Should be enough. My ball of peasants just stands back there. I lose 13 people, mostly mercenaries. So here comes the Baron's 2 charges. This is going to be telling. So it's here. I have 500 people, and they have a combined arms army too. And my archers are not very pleased right now with me, but they will be after these next 2 engagements. So we are going to march you 2 forward. I think this army, more than anything, just needs to be battle seasoned right now, because so far they haven't found much in the way of conflict. As let's see, we're going to whoa, peasants, get back. Get the fuck back. The sad thing about that peasant is it's going to block out what my units are trying to do here. Right now, they're all going after one set of swordsmen, as now my peasants are standing a little too close to the archers. It's like there's not really an in-between. And all I have to do is just to rush in with these swordsmen right here, and I can mow through their peasant line in a hurry. So let's see here, the swordsmen are the biggest threat. He still has a few swordsmen, but they're going quickly. I've lost 10 units so far, which is not great, but considering where we started and the fact that I can raise armies next turn, that's not too terrible. Yeah, I know this is a longer video than maybe some of the other ones, but there's a lot going on here, and then we do actually get some engagement at the end of the turn here. So now we just have a big clusterfuck of people fighting, and they retreated. Are you serious? Okay. That's one way to do it. Only 90 left. The Baron, oh, tricky Baron, sending his troops the other way. Alright, well I know what I'm going to do at the beginning of this turn that time, so siege here. Don't need the fighter there anymore. Once we break down this castle, it's done. So we'll just go ahead and forage for even more food, because they have a lot of people left. There we go, so men are loyal. Did not actually succeed at breaking down the moat that time, so we'll get that there. And here we just need these catapults to do their damn job. Right now they have no food, so chances are they may stop next turn anyway. Alright, so that's going to be it for an episode. This was a long one, but there's a lot going on. And the knight's dead. The countess still on her way out. And we have a lot of engagements with the Baron, but how many counties have I taken from him? And look, there's another county that might be on the way very shortly. Although, unfortunately, this castle looks like it's going to finish, which sucks. But it's either that or trade Gwynedd. But here's the map for now. We have decisions to make next time. This is Way to Fail. Hope you enjoyed it. Lords of the Realm! It gets more views than Dark Souls. That's right. Take care.